pink for anti-bullying, and we're going to send the video when we're done to Christy Clark.
This government has been taken to the International Labour Court 10 times. BC's government, this government, 10 times, taken to and found to be in contravention of international labour law. 10 times. Of those 10 times, 5 of those pieces of legislation were against teachers. Governments are obliged to govern according to law. That is what distinguishes democracies from tyrannies. As a fundamental democratic principle, the rule of law is seriously jeopardized when governments play fast and loose with constitutional and international laws, as this government is now doing with Bill 22. That this government appoint a mediator and an arbitrator and get a fair and reasonable deal for teachers. That's what the people of BC want. And you know what? This government has to know that, and they have to know that if they shove democracy aside and they push this bill through, that we are going to resist. We must resist. We must resist for ourselves. We must resist for the kids we teach today. And we must resist for our children and our children's children. My grandchildren are going to school in this province, and they're going to go to public school, and it's going to be a high-quality public education. And that's because you and me and all of us are not going to allow this to happen.
Well, let me tell you, Christy, why. Let me tell you why teachers in British Columbia, steelworkers and CUPE members and CEP members, why the labour movement in British Columbia is pushing back. Because we know for centuries that the collective agreements that we were able to obtain, the collective agreements that we fought and those before us fought so hard for, weren't given to us. We had to fight every inch of the way to make it reasonable for workers, to make sure their workplaces were safe, to make sure there was equity in the workplace. We didn't get anything from Christy Clark or anybody who has the same kind of mind. We took our rights as trade unionists. We fought, and what we have today, we will have for our children and their children, and that's why we're here.
If and when, likely, Bill 22 passes, all semblance of class size limits are gone. No more consent for teachers in grades 4 to 7 to exceed 30. No more class size averages. Government is about choices. Leadership is about choices. This government has chosen to pick this fight with teachers. They could have gone to mediation. They could have bargained. What a novel idea. I remember standing in front of about 1,000 Victoria teachers in 2005 when we took the vote to go on strike that time, and saying at that time that in 4 years there had been 6 pieces of legislation directed at teachers. Well, now in 10 years there's been 18. Like, they're increasing their attack on teachers over this time.